In a world where we are constantly bombarded with images of the perfect life, it's easy to get lost in fantasies and aspirations that may not serve our true selves. For those embracing minimalism, it's not just about decluttering physical spaces, but also about clearing mental clutter that can hinder emotional well-being. In today's video, we'll explore 10 fantasy self things that minimalists should consider decluttering to maintain better mental health. These are the ideas, dreams, and identities that might not align with who you truly are, yet they take up valuable mental space. The first thing on this list is unrealistic career aspirations. Many people cling to the idea of pursuing a career that sounds impressive or is highly regarded by society, even when it doesn't align with their true passions. This fantasy often stems from a desire to meet external expectations or achieve a certain status, but it can lead to feelings of emptiness and dissatisfaction. Holding on to unrealistic career aspirations can create unnecessary stress and hinder personal growth. By letting go of these aspirations, you can redirect your energy towards paths that genuinely excite you and resonate with who you are. This shift not only fosters a deeper sense of fulfillment, but also enhances your mental well-being by reducing the constant pressure to achieve something that doesn't truly matter to you. Embracing a career that aligns with your authentic self allows you to experience more joy and satisfaction in your daily life. It's important to remember that true success is not defined by how prestigious your job is, but by how fulfilled and content you feel in your chosen path. Letting go of unrealistic career goals is a crucial step in cultivating a life that is meaningful and aligned with your core values. The next thing on this list is idealized body image. Striving for a perfect body is a common pursuit fueled by social media and advertising, which constantly bombard us with images of what we should look like. This relentless chase for an unattainable ideal can lead to mental exhaustion as we push ourselves to meet unrealistic standards that don't truly reflect our unique bodies. For those embracing minimalism, it's important to recognize the toll that this obsession can take on mental health. By letting go of these impossible expectations, we can shift our focus towards what genuinely matters: our health, self-acceptance, and body positivity. Embracing our bodies as they are, with all their imperfections, allows us to find peace and contentment within ourselves, free from the pressures of societal norms. Instead of constantly striving to fit a narrow definition of beauty, we can choose to prioritize well-being and a healthy relationship with our bodies. This mindset shift not only lightens the mental burden, but also promotes a more balanced and joyful approach to life. Ultimately, by decluttering the unrealistic standards imposed by external influences, we can nurture a more positive self-image and a deeper sense of inner peace. The next thing on this list is perfectionism in hobbies. Many of us feel pressured to excel at certain hobbies because we think it's what we should be good at, rather than pursuing activities we truly enjoy. This often stems from societal expectations or the desire to fit into a certain image, leading us to invest time and energy into hobbies that don't bring genuine satisfaction. Over time, this can create frustration and a lingering sense of inadequacy as we struggle to meet the high standards we've set for ourselves. However, by letting go of these unrealistic expectations and decluttering the hobbies that don't resonate with us, we open up space for activities that truly make us happy. Embracing hobbies for the joy they bring without the burden of perfectionism allows us to relax and enjoy our free time more fully. It's important to remember that hobbies should be a source of pleasure and relaxation, not stress or pressure. By focusing on what we genuinely love to do, we can cultivate a more fulfilling and balanced life, where our leisure time is spent on activities that refresh and rejuvenate us, rather than drain our energy or self-esteem. The next thing on fantasy self-things is the dream home ideal. Holding on to the dream of a perfect home, whether it's an expansive mansion or a meticulously decorated space, can cause us to overlook the comfort and value of our current living situation. We often imagine that our happiness is tied to achieving this ideal home, but this mindset can create unnecessary stress and dissatisfaction. By constantly striving for something more, we lose sight of the joy and contentment that can be found in the home we already have. Letting go of this fantasy allows us to appreciate the present moment and the space we currently inhabit without the constant pressure to improve or upgrade. It's about recognizing that a home's true value lies not in its size or decor, but in the warmth, safety, and memories it holds. When we release the unrealistic expectations of what our home should be, we open ourselves up to greater peace and satisfaction. Embracing the imperfections of our living space and focusing on making it a place that reflects our true needs and values can lead to a more fulfilling and mentally peaceful life, where contentment is found in the here and now, not in an unattainable ideal. The next thing on fantasy self-things is social media persona. Creating and maintaining a fantasy life on social media can become a significant source of mental strain. The constant effort to project a perfect image, whether it's through carefully edited photos, curated posts, or the pursuit of likes and followers, often leads to stress and a disconnect from reality. This desire to appear a certain way online can overshadow our true selves, causing us to prioritize the approval of others over our own well-being. For minimalists, it's important to recognize the impact that this pressure can have on mental health and consider decluttering the need to uphold an idealized online persona. Instead of focusing on how we're perceived by others, we can shift our attention to authentic interactions and meaningful experiences that bring real joy and fulfillment. By letting go of the compulsion to maintain a certain image, we free ourselves from the endless cycle of comparison and self-doubt. Embracing who we are, both online and offline, allows us to cultivate a more genuine, peaceful, and content life. Ultimately, reducing our reliance on social media for validation helps us reconnect with what truly matters: our relationships, personal growth, and overall happiness. The next thing on fantasy self-things is overly ambitious bucket lists. Having an overly ambitious bucket list filled with must-do experiences can quickly turn from a source of inspiration into a burden. We often feel pressured to accomplish everything on these lists, believing that each experience is essential to living a fulfilling life. However, this mindset can lead to stress and anxiety as we constantly rush from one activity to the next, trying to check off boxes rather than truly enjoying the moment. Instead of focusing on quantity, it's more meaningful to prioritize experiences that genuinely resonate with us and bring joy. By decluttering our bucket lists and letting go of the need to do everything, we can shift our focus to what truly matters, creating memories that are rich in quality rather than quantity. This approach not only reduces the mental pressure, but also allows us to live more fully in the present, appreciating each experience for what it is, rather than seeing it as just another task to complete. In the end, a simpler, more intentional list of meaningful experiences contributes to greater peace of mind and a deeper sense of satisfaction, helping us to live a more balanced and content life. The next thing is the fantasy of endless productivity. The belief that you must always be productive can quickly lead to burnout, as it creates a relentless pressure to keep pushing forward without taking a moment to breathe. This mindset often stems from societal expectations that equate constant activity with success, but in reality, it can be incredibly damaging to your mental health. When you're constantly focused on productivity, you may neglect the essential need for rest and relaxation, which are crucial for maintaining balance and well-being. By letting go of the unrealistic expectation that you must always be doing something, you can begin to appreciate the value of slowing down and allowing yourself time to recharge. This doesn't mean abandoning your goals or responsibilities, but rather recognizing that taking breaks and prioritizing self-care are just as important as achieving your tasks. Embracing a more balanced approach to life allows you to be more present and engaged when you are working, and more relaxed and at peace when you're not. Ultimately, letting go of the need for constant productivity helps create a healthier, more sustainable lifestyle where mental health is prioritized, and you can enjoy both your accomplishments and your downtime without guilt. The next thing is the perfect relationship. The idea of finding or maintaining a perfect relationship often leads to unrealistic expectations that can strain even the most genuine connections. Many people hold on to the fantasy that their partner should fulfill every need, always be in sync with them, and never have disagreements. This belief creates pressure and can cause unnecessary stress and dissatisfaction when reality doesn't match up to these idealized standards. By holding on to these expectations, we can overlook the true value of a relationship, mutual growth, understanding, and support. Letting go of the fantasy of perfection allows us to appreciate our partners for who they truly are, embracing both their strengths and flaws. This shift in perspective helps build stronger, more resilient relationships based on realistic, healthy expectations. It encourages open communication, understanding, and a deeper connection, free from the burden of unattainable ideals. By focusing on the genuine qualities that contribute to happiness and fulfillment in a relationship, we can create a more harmonious and satisfying partnership. Ultimately, decluttering the fantasy of perfection enables us to enjoy the richness of a real, imperfect relationship that nurtures both partners and fosters long-lasting happiness. The next thing is material success as a measure of worth. Many people tie their self-worth to material success, believing that the more they achieve or accumulate, the more valuable they are as individuals. This belief can create a constant cycle of stress as they push themselves to meet these high standards and acquire more to feel worthy. However, this mindset often leads to anxiety and dissatisfaction because material possessions and achievements are temporary and can never fully satisfy deeper emotional needs. By letting go of the fantasy that your value is determined by what you own or achieve, you can shift your focus to what truly matters: personal growth, meaningful relationships, and experiences that bring genuine joy. This change in perspective allows you to find contentment and peace in the things that truly enrich your life, rather than chasing after external validation through material success. Embracing this approach can help you build a stronger sense of self-worth that is rooted in who you are, not what you have. Ultimately, by decluttering the belief that material success defines you, you can create a more balanced, fulfilling life where true happiness comes from within. The final thing is unrealistic self-improvement goals. Setting goals for self-improvement is important, but when these goals are unrealistic or too numerous, they can become overwhelming and counterproductive. The desire to achieve everything at once often leads to frustration and burnout, as it's nearly impossible to meet every lofty expectation. By holding on to these fantasy goals, you may find yourself constantly chasing an unattainable standard rather than making steady, meaningful progress. Simplifying and decluttering your goals helps you to focus on what truly matters, enabling you to set more achievable objectives that genuinely enhance your life and well-being. It's about shifting from an exhaustive list of idealistic targets to a more manageable and realistic approach that promotes steady growth and personal fulfillment. By doing so, you create space for more meaningful accomplishments and personal satisfaction. This approach not only makes your goals more attainable, but also reduces the stress and pressure associated with trying to achieve everything at once. Embracing practical, well-defined goals allows you to make consistent improvements and enjoy a greater sense of achievement, ultimately contributing to a more balanced and contented life. By decluttering these fantasy self things, minimalists can create mental space for what truly matters: peace, fulfillment, and genuine happiness. Remember, minimalism isn't just about getting rid of physical possessions. It's also about shedding the mental and emotional burdens that weigh us down. As you continue on your minimalist journey, consider what fantasies you might need to let go of to achieve a more balanced and mentally healthy life. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content on living a minimalist and fulfilling life.